the cause of it. I think that it might be coming, however, it might be vague. We might hear things like homicidal trauma and non-specific homicidal trauma.
What do you think might have happened?
Could have been an overdose, and they panicked and hid her body, or because they probably didn't want to expose the relation. They're worried about exposing the relationship between him and a mom.
We got an address. There was a gunshot and a woman screamed. What? I'm serious. That's why we came up here like this, because and then they talked to the caller. Whoever they were talking to said that there's a person. No, sir. No, sir.
The case surrounding the death of Celeste Riva is spiraling into something far darker than anyone imagined. Every new update from investigators makes the situation sound more twisted than the last. It's been weeks since her body was discovered inside a Tesla registered to David, but now police suspect she might not have died there at all. The investigation and disturbing inconsistencies. Investigators have since searched a house tied to David, meticulously checking every corner for blood evidence. The medical examiner's office became involved after finding seriously disturbing inconsistencies during Celeste's autopsy. Perhaps the most terrifying part is this: her official cause of death is still deferred. This means the truth about what really happened to Celeste remains buried somewhere between that house, the car, and the people who last saw her alive. This is no ordinary Hollywood scandal. It has become one of the most unsettling cases LA has seen in years. The search for forensic evidence. Things took a particularly wild turn when investigators entered the Hollywood Hills home linked to David. Their focus on testing for blood evidence proved this was no ordinary situation. When law enforcement reaches this level of investigation, it signifies they already suspect that a violent incident occurred inside. They're not chasing rumors, they're chasing solid forensic proof. Crucially, the results of those forensic tests still haven't been made public. Therefore, it's unknown if the evidence found inside the house matches what was collected from the car. If the evidence does match, the entire case could be upended. Missed opportunities and the gruesome discovery. LAPD Commander Scott Williams told People magazine that the Tesla had been parked in the same spot for weeks. He stated that it's very possible Celeste had been deceased that entire time before anyone found her cause. Here, picture a car sitting on a quiet LA street collecting dust while her family was still hoping she'd walk through the door. This image alone speaks volumes about how poorly the whole situation may have been handled from the beginning. What makes the discovery even more tragic is how the car was found. It wasn't found because someone noticed something suspicious or called the police. Celeste's body was only uncovered after parking enforcement tagged the car for towing. This single detail is crushing to many, because if she truly had been in that car for weeks, it suggests there were numerous missed chances to find her or perhaps even save her. Conflicting accounts. Compounding the complexity are the conflicting accounts of those who knew the people involved. Friends who used to party with David told TMZ that they straight up believed Celeste was his girlfriend, with no doubts or questions. They were stunned when the true nature of the situation came to light. Everyone was stunned when the truth came out and they learned Celeste was actually younger than they had assumed. People in the LA music scene reported that David frequently brought her to parties, and everyone simply assumed she was an older college student. Some even claimed she said she was attending USC and looked about 19. Consequently, when the news broke about her real age, the entire story instantly changed. The Tesla and unanswered questions. The case gained an extra layer of scrutiny once investigators confirmed the Tesla was registered to David. This immediately raised the burning question: how did no one notice anything for weeks? TMZ offered an explanation of how the Tesla system works, which reveals an eerie detail. The 2023 Model Y relies entirely on the Tesla app rather than a traditional key fob. The app automatically sends a push notification if the trunk stays open for more than 10 minutes. This means that if someone was loading Celeste into that car, there is a real possibility that David could have seen that specific alert pop up on his phone. While no one can confirm he saw it, he may have had notifications off or used a key card. It is a detail that cannot be dismissed. The deferred cause of death. Just when the situation seemed impossibly confusing, the medical examiner's office turned everything upside down. According to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office, Celeste's autopsy did not provide investigators with a clear cause of death. Her report was officially marked as deferred. In plain terms, this means the doctors could not determine how she died, at least not yet. While the physical exam was complete, something about their observations did not align with the circulating theories. This lack of clarity has put the investigation on hold while authorities await the toxicology results. In high-profile cases, this delay is often considered a significant red flag. Rumors debunked. What the report did confirm was also shocking. Celeste was not pregnant, immediately shutting down explosive online rumors that had spread in the days after her body was found. This single detail instantly refuted many of the wild stories that were twisting her name before the truth had a chance to surface. Official statement and the mystery. The real mystery remains in what the report didn't say, how she died and why. The LAPD released a statement via Complex, confirming that they still cannot officially label this as a homicide until the cause of death is confirmed. Their chilling words stated, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has not yet determined the cause or manner of Ms. Rivas Hernandez's death. This official ambiguity keeps the possibility of foul play open. The chilling statement by the LAPD was followed by the haunting phrase, beyond the concealment of her body, the person of interest and the evidence. This phrase hit hard because it effectively means someone hid her body. Someone knew she was gone and still chose to remain silent. Even with this evidence, the police are currently stating that David is not officially a suspect. However, his connection is impossible to ignore. His name is on the Tesla. The car was parked outside a home tied to him, and police are now testing for blood evidence from that same property. Whether he was directly involved or not, his relationship to the case is central to the investigation. Celeste's memorial service. While the internet continues to churn with theories, statements, and debates, Celeste's family is enduring a nightmare. They face the heartbreaking reality of having to say goodbye. Celeste was laid to rest at the Queen of Heaven Cemetery in Rowland Heights, California, a place that now holds the silence this story still lacks. The service, held on October 6th, was quiet, somber, and took place under a large white tent. It was a simple, intimate gathering of people who clearly loved her. Photos shared by TMZ conveyed the weight in the air. There were no flashing cameras or chaos, just family and close friends struggling to comprehend a loss that still doesn't feel real. The funeral took place nearly 2 weeks after her body was finally released to her family, highlighting the additional heartbreak of having a child's body held by an ongoing investigation. This was a private, small memorial, hidden from the online noise, where a family attempted to grieve in peace amidst the speculation, hashtags, and wild opinions. The condition of the vehicle, the unsettling discoveries surrounding the Tesla, were compounded by the findings of a private investigator, Steve Pfizer, who has been tracking the case closely, noted that the car didn't merely look dirty or worn, it appeared to have been through a harrowing experience. He said the car almost looks like it's been off-road in the desert or something. He described the vehicle as having torn up wheel wells, a body heavily coated in dust, huge dents in the back. The overall condition suggested that the Tesla had survived a rough ride before being abandoned for weeks. If this observation is accurate, the focus of the investigation shifts from just what happened inside the car to where the car had been before it was eventually found.
Looks like it's been off-road out in the desert or something. It's the wheel,
the situation grows even darker when the connections are
all
made,
beat up,
revealing that this tragedy didn't happen in a vacuum. It appears to be the result of something much deeper and more disturbing, with genuine warning signs that were present beforehand. A former classmate who dated Celeste in middle school spoke to TMZ, and his description of her is heartbreaking. He said she was kind and thoughtful, but clearly unhappy at home. According to him, things with her mother were tense, marked by constant arguments. He recalled that every once in a while, Celeste would joke about running away or just disappearing. This background information suggests a deeper level of turmoil and potential vulnerability preceding her death.
What's your last memory that you have of Celeste?
We were at PE, and she told me and my friend that she was running away, and she said it was because of her parents, and she was like joking about it, and she was like happy, like joking like she always was, and like it didn't seem real because like she was like playing around, joking about it, and the next day she wasn't at school, and like that's the last time I saw her.
Back then, her statements probably sounded like something any frustrated teen might say, but looking back now, it feels as though she was crying out for help in the only way she knew how. Confirmed history of running away. That wasn't the only red flag. TMZ reported that Celeste had actually run away from home more than once in 2024. These were not always complete disappearances. Security footage from a liquor store near her home in Lake Elsinore captured her walking alone early one morning in March, wearing a black hoodie and white pants. Her family later confirmed that the person in the footage was definitely her. That video clip resonated widely because it showed that she wasn't just talking about leaving, she meant it. This makes the situation more painful, as it suggests Celeste was actively trying to escape a difficult situation long before her death made headlines. She likely wasn't seeking fame or chaos. She probably just wanted peace. But peace is precisely what this story has lacked since her body was found. The swatting incident, right after police publicly identified Celeste, things surrounding David completely spiraled, not due to new evidence, but due to outside interference. Just days after the story broke, police arrived at David's home in Texas after a 911 call reported gunshots and a woman screaming. Officers rushed in, suspecting another emergency linked to the case, only to find nothing but an eerie silence. They quickly realized the call was a hoax, a full-on swatting incident that occurred in the middle of a highly sensitive investigation. Body cam footage later showed officers speaking to David's father, who appeared shocked and stated, "Someone's messing with us." The incident appeared to be a deliberate attempt to keep the public storm alive, even if it meant putting another family in danger.
We got an address, there was a gunshot and a woman scream. What? I'm serious, that's why we came up here like this, because and then they talked to the caller, whoever they were talking to said that there's a person. No, sir. No, sir.
With the investigation still struggling for definitive answers, the focus has entirely shifted to the final autopsy results. These results are the last remaining element that can potentially expose the truth. If even half of what insiders are whispering turns out to be accurate, David's silence will not protect him this time. Whatever the medical examiner ultimately concludes in that report could be the one thing he cannot recover from. Concluding summary of the case, the death of Celeste Riva is a complex and unsettling case marked by a deferred cause of death. The official autopsy report is incomplete, and authorities are awaiting toxicology results to determine how she died. A concealed body. Police confirmed that evidence points beyond the concealment of her body, suggesting deliberate efforts were made to hide her. The Tesla connection. Her body was found in a car registered to David that appeared to have been off-roaded before being abandoned for weeks. Contradictory statements. David is not officially a suspect, yet his property is being searched for blood evidence, and his associated car was the crime scene. Prior vulnerability. Celeste had a history of family conflict and running away from home, suggesting she was attempting to escape a difficult situation. The complete findings of the autopsy are now the single most critical factor that will determine the official designation of this case and potentially implicate those involved.